Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Before continuing, please review the legal disclaimer provided in the comments section of this video and make sure to see the video till the end to get a full understanding of how it all works. On this channel, we share practical guidance on visa processes, immigration pathways, investment and citizenship options, and related topics to help you make informed decisions. If you are unsure about your visa options or planning your next step, consider subscribing and enabling notifications so you stay updated with the latest developments. Imagine this: you finally decide to visit South Africa, Cape Town, Table Mountain, Kruger National Park, safari adventures, the Garden Route, Johannesburg, Durban beaches, wine regions, penguins at Boulders Beach, luxury lodges, wildlife experiences, one of the most beautiful and diverse countries on earth. You picture yourself watching lions in the wild, driving along dramatic coastlines, experiencing African sunsets, standing at the southern edge of the continent, then suddenly, visa refused, or even worse, denied boarding at the airport. And the shocking truth is this: most South Africa tourist visa problems happen because of avoidable mistakes, not because people were poor, not because they lacked education, not because they came from the wrong country, but because they misunderstood how South Africa actually evaluates tourist visa applications and travelers. And in this complete masterclass, you are going to learn everything, not from one country's viewpoint, but from a true global perspective based on the latest South African tourist visa procedures and immigration updates in 2026. In this video, we are going to cover who actually needs a South Africa tourist visa, what visa-exempt travel means, how the South Africa e-visa system works, how to prepare strong documents, how South Africa evaluates travelers, how to prove finances properly, how biometrics and immigration clearance work, the biggest refusal mistakes, what airport immigration officers look for, and what smart travelers do differently. Stay until the end, because there is one major misunderstanding involving accommodation proof, return tickets, and financial evidence that destroys thousands of South Africa tourist visa applications every single year. Let's begin. First, let's understand something extremely important. South Africa has one of the most attractive tourism sectors in the world. Safari tourism, adventure tourism, luxury travel, nature tourism, business tourism. Millions of visitors travel to South Africa every year. But that does not mean immigration procedures are casual. South African immigration authorities still carefully evaluate tourist visa applications and arriving travelers. Now let's talk about who actually needs a tourist visa. Some nationalities can enter South Africa visa free for short tourist visits. Others must apply for a visitor visa before traveling. And here is where many people become confused immediately. South Africa's visa system depends heavily on passport nationality, not where you currently live. So the very first step for every traveler is checking exactly what applies to their passport. Never assume, because assumptions destroy trips. Now let's discuss one of the biggest developments in recent years. South Africa has been expanding and modernizing its electronic visa system known as the e-visa system for eligible nationalities. This has made applications easier for many travelers. But here is something important. Not every nationality qualifies for e-visas, and not every traveler follows the same process. Some applicants still apply through embassies, consulates, or visa application centers, depending on nationality and local procedures. Now let's discuss one major misunderstanding. A visa does not guarantee entry into South Africa. Repeat that again. A visa does not guarantee entry. Immigration officers at airports and border checkpoints still make the final decision when you arrive. That means even travelers with approved visas can face questions if something appears suspicious or inconsistent. Now let's move into the actual application process. Step 1 is timing. This is where smart travelers separate themselves from desperate travelers. Many people apply too late, then panic, then make mistakes. South Africa tourist visa processing times can vary significantly depending on country, season, embassy workload, and security checks. Peak tourism periods often create delays, especially during summer travel periods, holiday seasons, safari tourism peaks, school vacations, major international events. The smartest travelers prepare early, very early. Now let's discuss the most important part of the entire process, the documents. This is where most South Africa tourist visa applications either succeed or collapse. And here's the biggest truth many people do not realize. Immigration officers are not looking for the thickest file. They are looking for the most believable story. Your documents must clearly answer 4 major questions. Who are you? Why are you visiting South Africa? Can you financially support yourself? And will you leave South Africa after your trip? If your application fails to answer even one of these clearly, refusal risk increases immediately. Now let's break the documents down step by step. First is your passport. Your passport should generally remain valid for at least 30 days beyond your intended departure from South Africa. And here is something extremely important. South Africa also generally requires multiple blank visa pages in passports for entry. This creates huge problems for travelers who have nearly full passports. Many people only check passport expiry dates, but blank pages matter too. If your passport is damaged, heavily worn, or contains damaged biometric information, renew it before applying. Now let's discuss the application form. Every detail matters. Employment information, travel dates, accommodation, financial details, sponsor information. Everything must align naturally with your supporting documents. One contradiction can create suspicion immediately. Now let's discuss travel plans. This is where many applications become unrealistic. Your trip does not need to look luxurious. It needs to look believable. Simple and organized always beats exaggerated and chaotic. And here is one major issue unique to South Africa travel. South Africa is geographically large. Travel distances can be significant. Safari lodges may be remote. Domestic flights may be necessary. Road trips require realistic timing. If your itinerary claims impossible travel schedules across multiple regions in very short time frames, your application starts looking suspicious immediately. Visa officers want realistic travel plans, not fantasy vacations. Now let's discuss flights. Many applicants provide temporary flight reservations or intended travel plans instead of expensive, fully paid, non-refundable tickets before approval. But whatever you submit must logically match your itinerary. Now let's discuss accommodation. This is one of the biggest problem areas in South Africa tourist visa applications. Hotels, safari lodges, guest houses, rental apartments, friends, family. Everything should logically fit your travel plans. And fake hotel bookings are extremely dangerous. Immigration authorities increasingly verify reservations. One fraud finding can seriously damage future immigration opportunities globally. Never use fake documents, not fake hotel bookings, not fake bank statements, not fake employment letters, not fake invitation letters. Now let's move to one of the biggest approval factors, financial proof. This is where huge numbers of applications fail globally. And here is the critical thing most applicants misunderstand. Immigration officers are not only checking whether you have money, they are checking whether your financial story makes sense. That difference changes everything. Sudden large deposits before application are major red flags. Borrowed money temporarily parked in your account often gets noticed quickly. What matters more is consistency, stable salary income, business activity, savings history, regular transactions, tax records. These things create credibility. The officer wants to understand your real financial life, not a temporary version created 2 weeks before applying. And here is another major truth. A modest but stable financial profile is often stronger than a huge, suspicious balance. Now let's discuss employment proof. This is one of the most important parts of many tourist visa applications. If you are employed, you usually provide employment letters, leave approval, salary slips, and evidence you are expected back at work. If you own a business, business registration documents and company activity become important. If you are self-employed or freelance, stable professional activity matters greatly. If you are retired, pension records may help. If you are a student, enrollment documents and sponsorship evidence are often important. Everything should point toward one major message. You have strong reasons to return home. Now let's discuss sponsorships and invitation letters. Suppose a friend or family member in South Africa is supporting your trip. In that case, invitation letters and proof of their immigration status or residence may become important depending on circumstances. But here is something important. A sponsor cannot magically fix a weak application. The applicant still needs to appear genuine and credible. Now let's discuss travel insurance. Many travelers underestimate this. Travel insurance is highly recommended and sometimes expected depending on circumstances and travel plans, and this becomes especially important for South Africa. Why? Because safari tourism, adventure tourism, road trips, outdoor activities, these can create unexpected medical or travel risks. Strong travel insurance creates credibility and preparedness. Now let's discuss biometrics. Many applicants provide biometric information, including fingerprints and photographs during the visa process, depending on nationality and local procedures. And because global immigration systems are increasingly digitized, biometric compliance has become more important than ever. Now let's discuss one major issue travelers ignore: airport immigration. A visa approval does not guarantee entry. Border officers may still ask questions about hotels, return tickets, safari reservations, financial support, purpose of visit, length of stay. Most genuine tourists experience no problems, but preparation matters enormously. Now let's discuss one of the most important sections of this entire video: the top reasons South Africa tourist visas get refused. This section alone could save your application. Number one is unrealistic financial proof. If your finances do not realistically support your itinerary, refusal risk increases immediately. Number two is weak proof of ties to home country. If immigration officers believe you may overstay or not return home, problems begin immediately. Number three is fake documentation. This is catastrophic. Fake bank statements, fake hotel bookings, fake employment letters, fake safari reservations. Never do this. Number four is inconsistent information. Your forms, itinerary, financial records, travel plans, and explanations must all align naturally. Number five is unrealistic itineraries. This destroys huge numbers of applications. Your South Africa travel plans must account for real travel distances and realistic logistics. Everything matters. Now, here is a major psychological insight. Immigration officers review enormous numbers of applications every year. They become extremely skilled at spotting risk patterns quickly. Your goal is not to impress them. Your goal is to appear genuine, organized, stable, and transparent. That is what successful applications usually look like. Now let's discuss travel history. Previous legal international travel can strengthen your profile significantly. If you have traveled legally to countries like the UK, Schengen Europe, Canada, Australia, Japan, Singapore, New Zealand, or the United States, and complied with immigration rules, that may strengthen your credibility. But here is something important. No travel history does not automatically mean refusal. Strong overall credibility still matters most. Now let's discuss one issue many travelers misunderstand. Children traveling to South Africa. South Africa has historically maintained strict rules regarding children traveling internationally, particularly around documentation intended to combat child trafficking concerns. Requirements can vary depending on circumstances. So, families traveling with minors should carefully verify current documentation requirements well before departure. Now, let's discuss one dangerous mistake applicants keep making. Copy-paste applications. Thousands of people use identical itineraries, invitation formats, travel explanations, and cover letters copied from the internet. Immigration officers recognize these patterns immediately. Your application should reflect your real situation, real finances, real work, real travel plans, real intentions. Authenticity matters far more than fancy wording. Now let's discuss one important thing many travelers ignore. South Africa travel often involves multiple domestic movements, safari regions, coastal regions, wine regions, major cities. Your itinerary should logically account for transportation between these areas. A chaotic itinerary creates credibility problems immediately. Now let's discuss practical approval strategies experienced travelers often follow. Apply early. Keep documents organized. Use realistic travel plans. Maintain stable financial activity before applying. Avoid fake documents completely. Be honest during interviews and airport questioning, and never assume approval is automatic. Now let's answer some common questions people ask. Can unemployed applicants get approved? Sometimes yes, especially with strong sponsorship and genuine circumstances. Can freelancers apply? Absolutely. But freelancers should demonstrate stable professional activity and financial consistency. Can students apply? Yes. But students often need sponsorship evidence and proof of ongoing studies. Can previous visa refusals affect South Africa applications? Yes. But refusals do not automatically destroy future chances if earlier issues are properly addressed. Can you work in South Africa on a tourist visa? Generally, no. Unauthorized employment can create serious immigration consequences. Can tourists extend their stay? In some situations, extensions may be possible, but tourist visas should never be treated like long-term residence pathways. And finally, here is the biggest truth about South Africa tourist visa approvals. Most successful applications are actually very ordinary, not flashy, not dramatic, not perfect, just believable. A genuine traveler with realistic plans, stable finances, clear documentation, and strong reasons to return home. That combination wins approvals again and again. So if South Africa is on your dream travel list for 2026, start preparing early, stay organized, and focus on credibility over perfection. Because one honest and well-prepared application is far more powerful than a thick folder full of random paperwork, and you have come to the right place to get all your visa applications sorted in a hassle-free and professional manner. We can help you to get the entire process done correctly and make your dream trip to any destination in the world easier than you think. Make sure to get in touch with is on our WhatsApp mobile numbers, no matter which part of the world you are in, and do subscribe, like, and share our channel to get many more interesting updates. Thank you for watching and have a safe journey. Call us now on +64 221-786-07 or +91-73786-0791.